Here we are recording. You see the record button? So, Paddington movie review. Antonio Banderas. I watched this movie just for him. That's why I watched it. Honestly. I said, because I saw the initial trailer. I said, well, the initial trailer was like a teaser trailer. It didn't tell you anything. And then the second one, it revealed that Antonio Banderas was in it. And I was like, I saw him in Baby Girl, and I liked his performance in Baby Girl. And it kind of reminded me, like, oh, this is a good actor. He's a good actor. He's kind of fun to watch on TV. And so I said, you know what? I want to see it now. I want to see Paddington. And so I saw it, Paddington. And it turns out Paddington, he's from Peru. He's Peruvian. I guess he is. Right? But you can't question, like, in the movie, like, they're speaking English and the signs in English. You can't question that. You can't question why the fuck is it in English. But okay. Yeah, obviously the convenience that they're English speaking and the boat happens to come up, but you can't question any of the conveniences in the film. You just have to roll with it. And he's got this bracelet. His bracelet was his for some reason. They don't explain that either, actually. They never did in the film why he has the bracelet. Just that she found him. His auntie, which I'm suspecting is not even his biological auntie. It's like Spare rescued this cub from the water and said, I'm gonna adopt you, but she's not gonna say I'm not your mom, I'm your auntie. I am your aunt. I am your, maybe just say foster child, foster parent. I'm your foster parent. I don't know who the fuck your real parents were, kid, but I'm your foster parent. I'm gonna raise you. And she actually introduced him, remember that, to the sandwich. She had the sandwich actually in the very beginning of the film. They showed us, which is kind of funny when you think about it. It's because he shows the bears the machine to like make the jam to spread on the sandwich, right? Or just make the jam in general. But she had the jam, so she like knew about the jam making stuff. And so maybe they make the jam already, and the machine's like, oh, that's how that make the jam more effectively, more fast. And the kid that does it's I seen number 1 and 2, and I don't even remember what they're about. But apparently the son of the Brown family, he's like very innovative. He has good ingenuity, I think that's the word. And he can build anything. There's a scene where he even builds like this claw contraption in the plane. Mind you, where did he get the sticks? I don't know. But he got them and he built it. The dad's got a fear of spiders, and then there's this big purple tarantula, and he conquers his fear. He gets that thing on his face, and he's screaming while it's on his face, but they're docile. They're actually pretty docile, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. They're pretty docile. This is the cool fact about the spy tarantulas. I think it's their terminal velocity or something. There's a fact where if they fall from, like, say, your knees to the ground, they could explode. They could explode and die. Basically, the impact will rupture them. And so when you handle a tarantula, you can't. It's ill-advised, I guess, to allow that thing to drop, to fall, to throw it, because it will probably die, actually, I think, which is quite an interesting fact about them. But, yeah, they're docile. They're docile animals. They're not going to necessarily attack you unless provoked most of the time, aren't they? And so, yeah, it just chills on its face. And he even puts it back in the plane, like, compartment where it was before. How did it get in there? Movie logic. You can't question how he got in there, but you just know that it got in there. Antonio Banderas, he has a family, like a clan in the film, and it's kind of cute. They're like the ghost. Their one main ghost is the conquistador guy, which is basically, it's just him. He plays all of them, I think. And that's why, like, oh, it bears a resemblance, you see, and all the faces really do have a bear resemblance because it's the same actor, and that's like the joke with it. And then they all have the tattoo, except for his cousin. His cousin's obviously someone different, a different actress or a different actor. But I guess his daughter maybe has a tattoo too, but not on her arms, because I think her arms were bare or whatever. But now it's hot in this car. Oh my God, your AC is like, it's double face, It's like two-face. Can do both really well. But what was I thinking of furthermore in this movie? Yeah, Banderas, he comes from a family, and like the family curse is greed. The family's just greedy. Everybody's greedy. But like, and like the daughter, she can't see the ghost or something, but the dad can. He can see the ghost, and maybe they're ghosts. Maybe he's a little crazy. Who knows what the real reason is? But he can see his ancestors talking to him and taunting him and telling him like, "Hey, you gotta honor our name, get that gold back. Don't let us fucking die as obscure, greedy people." What do you call the Cabots? The Cabot family. I like their surname. It was cool. They have this scene where not the dad, I guess the principal ancestor, the conquistador ancestor who started it all, is looking for El Dorado, and everyone's dying one by one throughout the duration of this search, this trek, and it was kind of funny. I like that. The boat's very spacious. The boat's got a master suite. It's got little bunks. This nice little skinny hallway to like the office. Got its own office in there. It's got this really wide and spacious dining kind of spot. There's a globe that's got, like, I guess it's got insulation because it's got ice in the globe with a bunch of liquor bottles ready to go, mind you. And this is Peru, so it's hot. It's jungle. It's hot. It's steamy. It's not cold whatsoever. Paddington's sleeping outside on a hammock. I'm thinking vampire bats, mosquitoes, malaria, maybe some gats, some flies. So like all this shit's gonna be biting you, and you sleeping outside. They're even gonna get inside the ship, maybe, leave the window open or whatnot. And I thought they would have made a joke with that when they showed the master bedroom, and Antonio Banderas would have said something to the effect of like, "Oh, this is my bedroom. No, you guys get to sleep over there." And the camera will pan, and it'll show like these little rinky-dinky looking bed contraption things. They're like, "Oh, that's where we're sleeping. Okay, I guess I have to deal with that." But this film is nice. It's really nice. It picks up immediately, and we don't waste time with this film. It kind of picks up and it keeps the pace going at a good. I feel like it does. It keeps a good pace, does it? It picks up immediately, and we're like boom, 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 boom. And they find El Dorado, and we find out the gold is actually oranges. And like El Dorado, so like it's finding El Dorado in and of itself is pretty impressive. Actually, you find an ancient city built on the high mountains in the Andes, like that for geologists have not discovered. Archaeologists, these people that study, they work. This is their living. They study things like this, and they haven't discovered it like that low. That's pretty impressive, actually, in and of itself, regardless of the gold. But yeah, we find out that's like a secret door passageway, and it opens up, and it's like this Bear Haven village oasis scene. It's just a bunch of oranges, and that's the gold, basically, right? But the oranges are like nearly perfect, so I guess they really are gold. These trees are special. Like these are like perfectly rounded, perfect size, sweetness, whatever the fuck is happening with the orange. He finds gold in the film. Actually, he does. He's fishing on the boat because they get like a happy ending because he turns into a good guy, in a sense, where he saves his daughter's life and he learns the true meaning. Like the treasure is not important; it's your daughter, and like your daughter's love for you, and like being loyal and honoring that. So that was good. But he finds gold, actually, fishing, and it's like fair and square. It's like you don't have to. What's the greed in that? You literally found it. It's yours. Keep it. How are you paying for this boat? How are you paying for anything that you're doing right now? But he looks at the daughter. I think he has it, and then he throws it away, and then he looks at the daughter, and she's smiling at him like, "Good job, Dad." What the fuck? That's so dumb. Like, no, pick the gold up, man, and use it. Just keep that shit. It was perfect condition. Like, hello. Maybe it was a booby trap, actually. It was too perfect, but still. That ship, it crashes in a bunch of rapids, and it sinks. And that ship completely disappears in the water, too. So you have to wonder, how deep was that water in that particular point in the river, actually? It was pretty deep. It was pretty deep. Did you notice that? The ship fucking sank. And then the dad, this is the best joke in the whole film. He's like, grab onto something that floats. And he grabs. Get that? There's this picture diagram. It's actually like a taxidermy, the same purple tarantula that he's terrified of. And he grabs onto it. It's a fucking spider. So obviously he immediately pushes it away. Then he has his book, How to Survive in Peru. He grabs onto that, and that book makes a reappearance later. And that's also like another running joke in the film because his boss, they have like these laminated. He works for an insurance company, so they're talking like a risk of all these different things, supermarkets, I don't know, racing tracks, the risk of walking on the sidewalk, like anything you could think of, and it's a book that highlights all the risks associated with a particular topic, place, thing. And sure enough, there's a book on Peru, and it says the risk of Peru, and all that jazz. But that was cute. That was one of the best jokes in the film. He grabs it, the spider, the taxidermy spider thing, picture frame. The nun is evil too, right? The nun, his cousin is the nun in the film, and you already know she's evil because, well, the grandma finding the wire live, that tells you right there, like without a doubt, that she's evil. But you also get the vibe that she's evil because she's like always kind of happy, but then she makes these weird faces. Like she's like Jim Carrey with her acting. She's purposely doing these very exaggerated, odd, funny looking faces that they just tell you like, yeah, she's like a bitch. Something's gonna happen with her later in the film. She's no way she's a good person. And sure enough, we do get that in the film. She's evil. She's not good. What else is there to say with this film? The mom likes to paint. Dad likes crossword puzzles, and he's like jumping out of buildings now. The son's taking the parents' advice. He was a shut-in basically in his room, not amounting to anything. But now he's doing he's going to trade fairs and trying to sell his inventions. He says a hustler. I guess he is a hustler because you gotta convince these people why we need to invest in this shit. What's so impressive about it? The daughter is getting a higher education. She's going to college somewhere. She marked the Faroe Islands, which is like so fucking far. And maybe they Danish islands, right? But in Faroese, but they probably speak English there too. So like it can work out for her. And that's be a cool experience. But mom's like, that's so far. How will you go there? Listen, you gotta go to Reading, and it's like, just west of London. She's like, no, you gotta go close so we can visit you and shit. But she's doing like a newspaper thing, which I guess she wants to be a journalist, maybe. I don't know. The daughter's character arc, I think it's like the weakest of all of them. The grandma stays in Peru at the bear home place because reasons. I wouldn't stay there. And then Paddington invites these bears to London, and obviously the family's happy. They're go-lucky, so they're totally fine with all these bears living in their house for like a week or so. And you just their neighbors are fine with it too. Their neighbors are also cool with this. And Paddington's a British citizen now, so it kind of just makes sense that he would. I'm not staying in Peru. And he's used to modern technology and stuff, Wi-Fi and air conditioning and internet and all that. So yeah, he's not staying in Peru. So fuck that. And Grandma was at the village and it's peaceful there. But then she goes back to the bear retirement sanctuary. Why? Why are we going back to this? Listen, we need to cancel this shit out and we're not doing it anymore. But yeah, that concludes my review of Paddington. Thank you for listening.